It's a truism in Hollywood. Make yourself a movie that makes a whole hell of a lot of money. The studio's going to want to make another one. They're going to want a sequel. Look what happened with Joker. Joker was never supposed to be a franchise or have a sequel. It was actually, they definitively said, no, this is a one-shot movie. But nobody expected that movie to make $1 billion at the box office, get nominated for like Best Picture, and Joaquin Phoenix winning the Academy Award for Best Picture. So they're making another one, and I'm excited for it. So when Barbie came along and made $1.3 billion at the box office and became the #1 box office film of the year, a year that had DC movies come out, a year that had MCU movies come out, a year that had a little Italian plumber had a movie come out, and yet Barbie ended up being the #1 hit film of the year. You'd think, well, it's clear there's going to be a Barbie 2. We're going to go back to Barbie Land again. We're going to see what's Ken up to these days. We're going to find out all that. But apparently, I mean, never say never, but Margot Robbie, star and producer of Barbie, was asked specifically about that. And she's kind of making it sound like, basically, don't hold your breath, she said during an interview. This is one of her quotes. She said, I think we put everything into this one. We didn't build it to be a trilogy or something. It was like Greta Gerwig, that was the director, is like Greta put everything into this movie, so I can't imagine what would be next. And essentially she went on to say, don't hold your breath. There's probably not going to be a Barbie 2. Now, the director of Joker also kind of made comments like that after the first Joker movie came out. And eventually, there was a knock on the door, and it was executives from Warner Brothers. And they said, yeah, turns out we got rich making that first one. We would like another one, please. So they went ahead and did it. I wouldn't be shocked if this same Warner Brothers doesn't come back to a Greta Gerwig and a Margot Robbie and pull a proverbial Godfather and make them an offer they can't refuse. But as of right now, they're saying, nope, that was it. We made this great movie. It was the most successful movie of the year, beating out everything else. And we're now just going to move on and do other things. And, you know, Rob, from a movie's point of view, I quite enjoyed the Barbie movie. I thought it was really quite good.
I did too.
But it is one of those movies where it's like the entire point of the film was brought to a conclusion. And I don't really know what else you do with the ending specifically that they had in that movie. I don't really know where else they go. So if they announced a new one, I'd be like, makes sense, made $1.3 billion, and we'll see what it does at the Oscars. But I also go, and I'm always calling for sequels, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think this is one they could leave alone. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Rocket Money. Do you struggle to save money every month? With Rocket Money, you can quickly identify all those sneaky subscriptions that keep charging you month after month and cancel any you no longer use. For example, did you know that over 80% of people have subscriptions that they've completely forgotten about? It's too easy to subscribe to a free trial of something and then completely forget about it once you stop using it. That's why I'm such a big fan of Rocket Money. I've told you guys before that when I started using Rocket Money, I realized that I was still subscribed to a gym in another city I had moved away from 2 years ago. Also, my music service? Yeah, I found out I was still subscribed to 2 others. How much do you think you're paying a month on subscriptions? Most people think they're paying $80 a month, but they're actually paying closer to $200. That's why I use Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel the ones you don't want with just the press of a button. With over 5 million users and counting, Rocket Money has helped save its customers on an average of $720 a year and $1 billion in total savings so far. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Campea. That's rocketmoney.com/Campea. rocketmoney.com/Campea. What do you think about her comments? And do you think ultimately, regardless of what they intend right now, we may get one anyway? What do you think?
Well, here's the thing. They never made a sequel to E.T. And at the time, E.T. was the most successful movie, ever. And I think that in this case, like you just pointed out, they said a lot in the film. I don't know if they would have more to say. However, I would never put it past somebody to have a great idea. Like one day they could, the lightning bolt of inspiration could hit. And if Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig felt that they had an idea they could extend the franchise. If only, look, it ain't show friends, it's show business. And this movie did a lot of good business. So I understand that. And like you, I enjoy the film, and I'm sure Warner Brothers wants it. But then again, you don't want to wind up with Highlander 2. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine?
How dare you bring that up?
I'm sorry, but like, look, Captain Marvel was a $1 billion movie, and the sequel was not. And if you make a really bad sequel, you tarnish the whole, call it a franchise.
What were you gonna say, Jonathan?
Well, I mean, it's just like it would explain everything because Highlander 2 explained everything. They're aliens, and then this would put everything into perspective for Barbie.
By the way, a friend of mine who is watching the show live just texted me and said, Warner Brothers is not above making a shitty Barbie movie without Greta Gerwig or Margot Robbie. And that's another thing to keep in mind. Remember, the movie does not belong to Greta Gerwig, and it does not belong to Margot Robbie. It belongs to Warner Brothers. I mean, if Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig both said, nah, we're good, we don't think we should make another one, Warner Brothers does have the right to then say, well, that's okay. We're going to make another one anyway. And we're going to get Uwe Boll to come in and direct. And it'll be Barbie starring, I don't know, who is, I'm trying to come up with a name.
No, I asked the chat to give me their best Barbie sequel titles, and they're okay.
what are some of the titles you've been getting?
I can't even tell you. When I hit that gold, or when someone gives me that gold, I'll let you know.
That gives you the gold. Martin Scorsese to direct Barbie 2. Love it. That's
could be it could be there. Skipper's descent into madness.
Oh, even deeper. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.